everybody, it's Kate Richburg, and welcome to Free Tip Friday. Today's going to be an awesome day because I'm talking to you about the kit for this weekend for Midsummer Market for the Great Bead Extravaganza. It's going to be lots of fun. I love this project. Everybody in the TGBE has some really cool stuff that they're going to share this weekend. So for more info on that, it'll be in our newsletter again tomorrow. But you can go right to the Facebook page, the Great Bead Extravaganza, and that's where all of the streaming, all of the presentations are going to be streaming from the Great Bead Extravaganza page, as well as the Great Bead Extravaganza group. So make sure you're joined. My broadcast will stream out to all of our usual social areas, social shares. So you'll find me there. But if you want to watch everybody, the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook page is the best place to find everyone. So let's see. It's great. Gosh, so many people are here and saying hello. My friend Jenny Gomer. I'm going to see our friend Christine tomorrow. Jenny is my friend who pops in once in a while from high school. It's good to have those old friends. So happy Friday to you, Jen. It's great to see everybody here. Gosh, everybody's watching, just going through and seeing who's saying hello. Awesome. Thank you for the note. You folks don't miss a beat, do you? With my earrings, you like these. These are a new earring that I made. I'm getting ready for the earring kit for next month. So they will, they're going to be one of the earrings in the earring kit. So I'm just test driving them to see how I like them. The earring kits just dropped yesterday for this month, for July. And you folks love them. We have a very few left. So if you want that watercolor, we call it watercolor earring, it's there. We have a few left. So yeah, I'm really liking these. These have a little Thai silver, sterling silver. It's kind of hard to see, but that little carved spike, I just love them, love them, love them. So thank you, Dawn. That's very kind of you. It is all due to the lipstick. That's it. But thank you. Thank you for your kind words. So, yeah, so Linda, I know it's kind of a bummer with the TGBE. What you could do is you could just create an account on Facebook just for the Great Bead Extravaganza. And just watch it there. Though a lot of the participants that participate, the companies that participate, also share to like their YouTube channels and stuff. The Great Bead Extravaganza also has a YouTube channel. So a lot of the content goes out to there. So you can find it on YouTube. Not everybody streams to there. We do. We're streaming there right now, so you can see us there. But more of us are trying to, technology is, it wanes for some of us. But you can find a lot of the broadcasts there archived, just like you can right here for beadshop.com. So just as a reminder for you folks, all of our social, you can find it on Facebook, the Bead Table, on Instagram at beadshop.com, our Pinterest page, our YouTube channel. Hit that like, subscribe button. Thank you. If you're new to watching us, we really, really appreciate you being out there and supporting our small business, as well as the small business beading community as a whole. If you have a question, just shoot us an email right over at info@beadshop.com. And to kick off the Great Bead Extravaganza, we have a coupon code this weekend that's going to be valid from right now. It's valid right now. It was in your newsletters this morning, going all the way through Sunday night, which is the 23rd of July at midnight. And if you use code TGBE20 at checkout, it'll knock 20% off your cart, including these kits that go live at noon. So let's talk about the kit, shall we? Let me share my screen here for you. Let me get that off of there. Let me share the screen. So if you're over on beadshop.com right now, or you click on over there, this is what you'll see. You'll see Adventure Bracelet Kit. You'll see kits are on sale, 7/21, that's today, at noon Pacific time. Right now where I am on the West Coast, it is 10:42 a.m. So at noon, about an hour and 15 minutes and change from now. And so you'll see that on the homepage. Now, if you scroll down, you'll also see this box right here with my bracelet. If you click on it right now, what you'll see, hang on, I'm going to click on this one right here. Sorry, wasn't clicking for me. The third Thursday earring kits, you can see that kit collection is up right there. So actually I need to change that banner down. And the TGBE kits will drop Friday, 7/21/23 at noon Pacific time. So see, there's that third Thursday earring kit. The 3 adventure kits are going to show up right next to it right at noon. Okay, so I hope that makes sense for you. But let's take a look at the kit, and let me talk to you a little bit about my thinking about this kit and why I called it the Adventure Series. I'll show you. I'll put my earrings there. They're kind of adventure earrings too, I guess. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of reading this summer, and I've been trying to read about adventurous women. I always like to read nonfiction books, right? I'm a big fan of nonfiction. And so, and I like to read biographies and stuff like that. So you remember that bracelet I did, the Explorer, I think it was called the Explorer or something like that I did a few Great Bead Extravaganzas ago. You folks really loved this one. And this one's still up on the website. You can still find it. It has the Love of Lydia chain, the 5mm strap, and the 1.5mm leather. And then it has a really cool clasp, a really cool magnetic clasp. Well, I love wearing these, and evidently Expedition. Thank you, Michelle. I know that you have made so many beautiful ones on them. I know, right? You're saying, yep. Whoops, here we go. There we go. No, let me try this. There we go. I made the comments are flying so fast I can't catch them. You have made a ton of these. It was really cool to see your post where they were all super stacked up. Everyone loves these, and they're great for gifts and stuff. Let me highlight my screen here. And so this one that's called Expedition, I love, and I wear it a lot. I wear it a lot with the my wrap bracelet that I call Kate's Favorite. It's the wrap that has the shadows in it. I was wearing the other day, so I think it's by my jewelry armoire, but you saw me wear it on air the other day. But I really like to stack kind of these chunky bracelets. So I wanted to make a companion piece to go with Expedition. I named all of these after women explorers, right? Women who forged paths by exploring new lands and new worlds and being fearless that way. So this one is called the Adventure Bracelet, and I named the 3 colorways after adventurous women authors, right? And so 3 of my favorites, and you'll know who these are. This is the Alice, this is the Louisa, and this is the Laura right here. Laura Ingalls Wilder, Louisa May Alcott, and Alice Walker. Of course, Alice Walker is purple, one of my favorite books of all time. And so we got this new, this has been tossing, it's been tossing around my head for a while. Okay. And so we're getting in, we've ordered it in, and we have it actually manufactured for us for the colors that we like. We ordered it in, and we're going to have a big launch of this 20 millimeter leather here. Well, we ordered it, and it takes a while to manufacture. So in my head, and it was all my fault, really, you can see it's that 20 millimeter, just a hair over. And so the leather that we're getting in, like I said, didn't come in time. So we're going to have a drop of different leather colors. You'll be able to make this project long after the kits are sold out. But I ordered some leather just specific for this kit, right? So the brown, you can see this mottled brown. This one I named after Laura, and because like her dresses, and in that, I think it's in The Banks of Plum Creek, the book. I don't know if you've read Laura Ingalls Wilder, you probably have, where they're walking to school, she and Mary are walking to school, and they're talking about their dresses that they're wearing, and they're wearing their calico dresses and how short they are and stuff. This just has that kind of old-fashioned calico look for me. So I paired that with the little shadows in the kit in bright copper, and you have a copper, nice 20 millimeter clasp. And the kits come, and there's thread with it too. You get a spool, here it is, of the KO to stitch these, as well as the needle. Okay, so that's this one. Then the next one was, and I see, Melanie, you're like, no Brontes? I know, I just watched it was a Masterpiece Theater to Walk Invisible. I don't know if you've seen it. It's about the Bronte sisters. It's really good. It's about how they were, it's a drama, but it's probably based somewhat on fact, but it was really, really good. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to choose which Bronte though, because I love them all, but maybe a Bronte will come. Maybe it'll come, right? And so this one is called the Louisa in blue. First, I'm totally distracted. Curtis, you've been to 3 of her houses. I knew that we were like kindred spirits, though that is Anne of Green Gables, which should be another author. Lucy Maud Montgomery should be another author. But that's awesome. I want to go on a Laura Ingalls Wilder tour, and I want to wear a sunbonnet, and I'm not kidding. Anyway, okay. So back to Louisa. The Louisa for Louisa May Alcott. If you don't know, if you haven't read a lot about Louisa May Alcott, she led a fairly adventurous life. Her parents were part of a really interesting kind of existentialist group back in the mid 1800s. And she did some European travel. She never married. It was really interesting. And so there's this great one, I think it's called Marmee and Me. It's about Louisa May Alcott and the relationship with her mother. She's one of my favorite authoresses. And she also wrote books, more adult books, shall I say, as well. So I used this blue because blue, I figure if Jo March, everybody's favorite is Jo, right? Though my favorite actually was Amy because she was a little bratty. But everyone loves Jo March, right? And so I thought if Jo was wearing a bracelet to go out on adventures, she would wear this blue kind of bracelet here. I love Little Women, Little Men, all of those. 8 Cousins is actually, I think I actually love more than Little Women, but I have read much of the Louisa May Alcott oeuvre. Last but not least, certainly not least, the Alice Walker, the great Alice Walker. Really, the color purple is, I read it, I think right when it came out. I was fairly young. It's such a beautiful book, and it's a beautiful movie with the great Whoopi Goldberg. Um, and the ending when she's reunited, I don't want to do a spoiler, but whatever, she's reunited with her sister, and I just cry. I sob out loud at that movie every single time. And Celie, as the main character, overcomes so much adversity, and it's always an inspiring read to me. So if Miss Celie would slap on a bracelet and go make her people pants, she might slap on this purple bracelet and do that. So those are my inspirations. There are so many great authors, and especially great women authors, that I love to read. My mom and I have always been readers. We've read the entire Agatha Christie. I should name one the Agatha. There's so many. I'll have to do another bracelet grouping named by authors. But let me show you. Dawn is saying that this leather would make a great hat band. I agree. So in the kit, let me talk to you about the kit itself. So when we sell this leather, the leather is going to come in 1 meter lengths, because when they manufacture it, that's how they manufacture it there. We couldn't get it in a continuous length. All right. So they'll come in individual lengths, but it's a little longer than a yard, right? A meter is about 38 inches. So you'll get it that way. In the kit, you get 12 inches. You get this length here. So you get plenty to do a bracelet with, you can see. And then you have some left over that you can play around with, right? So, and the thickness of this leather, it's nice. It's stiff, but not too stiff, right? It's a little over 1.5 millimeters. It holds its shape for sure. Can you see that like that? But it's not so stiff that it's uncomfortable, or so loose that it's floppy, right? I love it. Who did I see that said they're an Amy too? Where is it? It just flashed by. Where is it? I can't see. Oh, there you are, Melanie. You and I are Amy's, right? Totally. I just love her. I love how prissy she is, and I love how she likes nice things. And I don't know. I love that she ended up with Lori. I don't know. Little Women, bless us all. Even though that's a Christmas Carol. But anyway, so there was another question. Christine's asking, is there a black or gray coming? Yes, there is. We've got a black. So what's coming is our own color of blue, our own purple. I think we've got a gray or a black. We've got 5 flavors coming. There's my 5th finger. 5 flavors coming. And we're getting it also in a 4 millimeter round with some new 4 millimeter clasps. So all of that's going to drop in a few weeks. So you'll see it. So this kit is actually just kind of a teaser. Okay. So the colors that I matched with these, Laura has copper, Louisa has brass, and Alice has the silver. And there was a question about the little shadows, about will the little shadows shred the KO. I did this. This is just a peyote stitch round, and I'm going to do it tomorrow on the broadcast. But essentially, it's just peyote in the round. And I used every single one of the beads on the little shadows strand. And that gives me a length of almost 29 millimeters, okay, or about 1.25 inches or so of beading like this, right? So if you want this to be wider, but I only did 1 shadow because I liked how this focaled in the center of the wrist. If you did 2 strands, it would be pretty wide and it might not be that comfortable, but it's really comfortable underneath. And I was also thinking, and I didn't add any, but you could add, if you wanted this to be a little wider, you could get an 8/0, an 8/0 of your choice to add into maybe on the ends, right? You could add a little bit of color on the ends. This one is the metallic gold iris. You could use a blue. This is that frosted opaque glazed nebula. Wouldn't that be pretty? We marry Louisa and Laura a little bit. With this one, with the Alice, you could use some of that raspberry, the Duracoat Silverline dyed raspberry. That would be really pretty. So the 8/0 and the 8/0 and the shadows work really well. Christine is asking about the Charlottes. I was wondering about the Charlottes. I think the Charlottes, you could get 2 of these in there, right? 2 of those in between. Let me grab some and let me check it. Hang on. Let me check it here. Let me grab some Charlottes. I've got my bin with my Charlottes in there. I know I've got my bin somewhere, right? Remind me not to clean up. Here they are. They're even labeled. They say 13 Charlottes on them right there. Let me lift the camera a little bit. Let me zoom out a little bit. So yeah, this leather is new. It is exclusive, Kaylin, for the kit right now. Okay. But we are getting the 20 millimeter wide in, Janice just checked it, denim, violet, black, gray, and distressed antique brown. So if you like them, we'll get more. I wasn't sure if you love them or not. I mean, you could use this just as a strip like this, right? You don't have to beat it if you don't want to. But I think it would look really nice. So let me play around with this one that I've done. So remember, the kits, what you get, well, I'm bouncing around here all over the place, but I'm so excited. The kit, you get the leather, the KO, the shadows, you get needles. I've given you extra needles like this, and the clasp. Okay, wherever that clasp went, here it is, right here. Okay, what you're going to have to add if you want to glue those ends in, and I assume you do, I've glued it with Zap, but the Zap does not come in your kit, so that's extra. Okay, you may have Zap at home that you could also use E6000 if you wanted. So you may have glue at home, so we didn't include it in the kit. Okay, so that you're going to have to add. If you want more than one strand of shadows, you'll have to add that as well. Okay, so let's play around a little bit though with this finished bracelet and see what fits. Tomorrow during the broadcast, I'm going to show you the basics, but this is, if you know how to do round peyote in the round, that's what this is. Peyote stitch in the round from here to here. That's all it is. So let me take all of this off of here. And let's just focus on this one because I can still stitch on this one even though it's in the round. Yes, everyone's saying, we almost did a turquoise. And I think that's one that we'll definitely add. So we wanted to see if you folks loved it, and thankfully you will. The 4 millimeter round that Janice is also saying, I have it over here. Let me see. I've got a sample, I think, of it. Let me see if I do. We're getting findings that are specific to this 4 millimeter as well. Let me see if it's here. The 4mm is also really beautiful. I think this is it. Hang on a second. Let me see. And we'll add more of these colors if you folks like them. That's the 3. It's a nice beefy. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. So this is the round leather that we're getting in the black. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that nice? That size. And we've got really nice clasps that'll go with it and stuff. So if you like this leather, this thicker leather, we'll definitely get it in more colors. But that's coming. It'll be about 2 weeks, I think, is when it's going to be here. Okay. So let me see if it's possible for me to actually focus on one thing. Let me get some thread and a needle, and let's do some more stitching. I want to add some A-dots to this one, and I think I'll use the blue because, oh, and Curtis, I'm so glad. I love to make guy jewelry, and sometimes I feel like our brothers are sometimes overlooked, or people that like a little more of a streamlined look to their jewelry. So I think this really is kind of a great, sleek, kind of unisex kind of look. So I'm glad you like it. These really will make great holiday gifts for people. And again, folks, July is flying by, so get those gifts started. I'm going to use the KO from yesterday because I have it, right? But you're going to use the KO on your spool here. But I have this, right? And it's ready to go. So that's what I'm going to use. Let me get my size 10 needle. I know I have one sitting here somewhere. Let me see. Here it is. And, I've completed this, right? But now I'm going to add some seed beads, and then I'll add some charlottes and see what it looks like, right? Now remember, the seed beads don't come with the kit. The kit just comes with the basics. So whatever you want to add, you'll have to add, okay? You could also do this two-tone. You could get, the copper and then get some brass ones as well, right? Or you could buy more than one kit and mix the colors. That would look great. So, you do you on this, as always. So here's the KO. KO on the card, which I love, that we discovered yesterday, how much I loved it. I'm going to get, pardon me, let me take a drink here. There we go. And let me cut a little bit of this off. Carrie's asking, is this shadow piece glued in place? It is not. See how it slides? But it stays really where you put it. You could add a drop of glue or whatever, but I don't think the glue will really add anything to it. And I don't want to damage the leather or anything. So that's what I did. So the tension on this is nice and tight, so it stays. So let me needle this thread. Let me do that here if I can. There we go. This is, some of the kits I think have a size 10 needle, and some might have a size 12 needle, just depending on what you get. They both work fine. I almost had it in there. I want to get a new cut. Working gray on gray. I'm also going to take it out of the screen and get it a little closer to my focal range, so excuse me for that. Here, just a moment, and we'll get this. It's like watching paint dry. Note to self, I should thread my needles before airtime, but I'm too busy. I need an assistant to come thread my needle. There we go. All right, it's through. Sorry about that. Okay. So, let's start. I'll start here on the back. Okay, I'll start on this side. And see, with the peyote stitch, let me see if I can zoom and maintain the integrity of the focus here. Can you see that all right? Okay, I think so. Okay, so I'm going to start with an A dot. I'm going to put my needle through wherever, doesn't matter. I'm going to start right here. Okay. And I could weave this in, but I'll weave the tail in a little later. I'll just hang on to it for right now. I'll grab this A dot and I'll stitch that in. The good thing about peyote stitch, the thing that I love about peyote stitch, is that you can start and stop and then add from either side too, right? So it's really versatile. So this piece can grow from either end. You know, maybe I will weave this in because it's kind of bugging me a little bit. Let me just get this needle. It never hurts to see weaving in of the ends, right? Of course, this thread went through right away. Great. Don't be afraid to weave your threads in. That's part of beading, right? Of course, this needle is super long and my tail is super short. So I want to turn the corner here. So let me go through a few of those shadows and back through here. You could just weave your needle in and then come out through the shadow bead that you want it to come out from. But there we go. I'm going to call that woven in and I'll clip that away. That's a little cleaner, right? Okay, so let's continue to stitch. Faye, how are you, Faye? The leather is 20 millimeters wide. So it's a new size for us. And I'm debuting it with the kits. The leather for the kits is exclusive to the kit, but then we're bringing in some colors that we've chosen for regular stock. There we go. Let me dump a few of these out. So it's just, again, regular peyote in the round. And I'm going to just stitch around. So look at how nice that color edges this, right? I really love it. So let's just do that one round. Go around once. And tomorrow during the Great Bead Extravaganza, as I said, we will, I'll go over starting this and all the particulars. My show tomorrow starts at 10 a.m. Pacific, a half hour earlier than usual. I'll also be doing the greeting at the beginning of the day. I'm not sure what time that is, but I'm going to schedule it to tell you all about how to navigate the Great Bead Extravaganza, etc. So you'll see that. And then you'll have a fun and full day of all of our beading friends creating really cool stuff on Saturday as well as on Sunday. So here goes this one. And let's see, let me step up right there. Now I could just leave this. So there's that. Can you see that? Let me get a little tighter in there, but you can see it pretty well, can't you? I think. Let me add the 13s. Okay. I'm losing a little bit of clarity there, but I wanted you to see that. Let me zoom out a little bit there. Christine wants to see the back of the leather. Let me show you. So it's finished nicely. It's a little different than see, there's the kind of this mottled look on the top. This has a little bit of a texture to it. The other ones don't have as much texture. So this has a little bit of a texture, but it's fairly smooth on the back. The sides are finished off nicely. And then the purple, it's purple on the back, the lighter on the front. It's sealed, I think, here. Okay, like that. And this is what they call distressed, right? So it has a little bit of distressed, a little bit of aged look to it right here. Okay, and then the blue, where's the blue one? Where did it go? Here we go. The blue you can see looks like that on the back. And again, it's a little lighter on the front, that same distressed kind of look, but this is a little smoother. Okay. So let me get the 13s out. And I'll show you folks, before I sign off, I will give you the, I'll show you the link again, where they are on the web. In the Charlottes, that's the blue, the light blue. Is that the color I want? I could also use, this is real pretty. I think I'm going to use that. Whatever color that is, I couldn't tell you. Something luster, whatever it is. In the Charlottes, the 13s. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. I keep my 13s in a hank like this. Let me pull a few off. I'm going to put them right down there. And I have an idea. So let me put those back where they belong. So I'm coming around the mountain here, right? So I think what I'm going to do on the back here is I'm going to add the 8/0 going around. Okay? And I'll put the 13s on the front. So they're a little more delicate, maybe. I don't know. I'm just feeling that way. Plus, I want to see how 2 rows, right? All the Charlottes are on sale this week, too. They're our item of the week. They might be sold out because they're our item of the week, but we'll be getting them back in. You can use, though, any color of those Charlottes. You could also maybe even use 15s instead of the 13s. But the Charlottes add, I think, a little something, something. So here we've got that space. Can you see that right here? Between the 2 8/0. And yeah, the big row of 8/0 looks nice like this. I'm going to get 3 Charlottes. 1, 2. Gosh, these feel so small after the 8/0. And 3. Okay, and let me see. Oh, and you know what? I'm using a size 10 needle. I need to go down to a 13. Let me do that. I didn't even think about that. We have needles in a 13, so let me get my 13s out. So if you don't have 13s at home and you're working with Charlottes, you got to get them because you need those tiny needles. Let me see if I can thread this. I take this out of my 10. You can see here's the 13. Yikes. Needle that thread. There we go. Okay, oh, it was in there. Come on. There it is. No. Again, out of my focal range. Let me get it closer to my focal range and give it a good cut. Sorry, I know this is like watching paint dry, so just bear with me here a second. I swear, I need someone to help me thread my needles and sort my beads. Ooh, sorry about that big scraping noise. Guess who is here today? That's right. My artisans doing the backyard. It'll be done eventually. There we go. It's through there. Whoops. No, it's not. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll pop up to a 12. Whose bright idea was it to do these 13s? Let me cut this again. Let's all say a collective prayer to the thread gods and get that through. It wants to go through. You know what? Also, this is a trick Emily taught me. If at first your thread doesn't go through one side of the needle, put it through to the second side and it may just go through for you. There we go, gingerly. No, I'm going to get a 12. Isn't this painful? Painful for me. Let me see if the size 12 goes through it. I could probably do it without all y'all watching. Okay. Christine, don't worry. It's all worth it. You know, that's the beauty of Free Tip Friday. We're here, we're experimenting. Sometimes if I really just have to work at threading a needle, I have to do it. It's all right. Here's a size 12. Let me see if that 12 fits that 13. It does. So, whew. Let me get this 12 on there. I mean, shoot. If Emily can do it, I can do it, right? There we go. Yoy. Done. Okay. So, there it is. So now, we just all have to sometimes take a moment, take a breather, in and out. So I put 3 on. So see how, and this is what I suspected. It's hard to see here on this, but those Charlottes, when I put 3 in there, they kind of don't stick out past the A-dot, so it creates like a nice finished line. See that there? Can you see them? I'm going to put 4 Charlottes on now. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. And I want to see if I can get a little picot to stick up there. See that there? So it gives me like a little, just kind of a nice little loop. Let me do 3 more of these Charlottes. That can go through. I think I like them flat. But I don't mind that little picot either. It doesn't want to stay where I put it. Let me do a 5 here. 1, 2, 3. Stop jumping around. 4 and 5. Whoops. When you do this when it's on the cuff, it likes to catch, doesn't it? So yeah, I've done, when I do this, I do all the peyote around around the strip is how I do it. Though you could do a flat piece and then zip it up. You could do it. And I'll show you. I will count all of these. I'll let you know in tomorrow's broadcast how it is. Fringe would look cool instead of the picot. 100% it would. So, but you do have some room to play around with this. But see, there's my little edging. Okay. So however you want to play around with this, do it. You know, this is a really great base for you to start designing. There we go. So I like the way those little Charlottes look in between. Okay. So that's it. That is, that's all there is to this. Pretty simple, really fun to adapt to your personal taste. The A-dots look nice. Yeah, the drops, the Miyuki drops actually would look really great. I've got some Miyuki drops. I've got a minute here. Let me get a drop bead. I have all the drops sitting right here. Oh, these are the 15s. Gosh, I love 15s. Let me see. Nope. Drops. Miyuki drops. There we go. Also labeled. Also in my bin here. Let me see. What color? I could also use the Miyuki spacers. Beautiful. Let me get, they're all so pretty. I'll try this red one. Maybe you'll be able to see that. I don't know. Let me go around. Let me keep going around to the back. You can see how it would look on the back here. I'm just going to add the A-dot here. And this is all, you could take all of this out really easily. So I'm just experimenting here with the different beads. Let me tighten this one up right there. Okay, so I want to go to right here. Miyuki drops are so handy for the ends of fringe, all that stuff. Yeah, look at that drop, just sits in there perfectly. And it finishes it off pretty nicely. Peyote stitch is my favorite seed bead stitch, hands down, 100%. And it was the only seed bead stitch I knew how to do for years. And it was enough for me. I did flat peyote and I did peyote in the round. And I loved it. Now I also really love herringbone. Herringbone in the round is one of my faves. Yeah, look at how nice those look stacked up there, right? Put one of these on the side. The color I'm using is, it's number 304. Might be a luster of some kind. Let me just stitch this around. Well, this is when I get into the Charlotte, so it gets kind of funky there. But you can see how that looks on the ends, like that. I think what I would do, I think this is what I'll do. I'm going to take this out. I'll do 2 rows of A-dots here, and then I'll finish it with a row of drops. That's what I do, I think. It's Garnet Gold Luster. Thank you, JP. DP-304, right? Simple. So, but I do like the line of 13s here too. But I think for my taste, this is a little more dramatic. I like it. So, but very easy to just kind of take it out. If you're taking these out, just grab the bead, pull them out like that. Right? And I'll come around. I'll grab these 13s out, and I'll pull them all at the same time. There it goes. There these go. There these go. But I wanted to show you, I wanted to experiment so you could see that a little bit. But, you know, it's a great base pattern. There we go. Now I'm ready. For you to jump in and play with, right? It'll be really nice, I think. And once we get some different leather, yeah, okay. Cindy says bright cream leather. I bet we can get cream in this. That would look really pretty with the bright brass shadows and cranberry luster drops. That would be gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So I like that. Okay, let me add the website to my screen here. Let me go over to the home page. So at noon, in about a half hour, the adventure bracelet kits will drop. They're going to drop. You can click this photo, and that photo is going to bring you right over to the Third Thursday earring kits right there, or the kit collection. You'll see the Third Thursday earring kit in place number 1 right now, but after 12, the 3 kits will populate. We've got some, right? I made a bunch of the 3 different ones, but I know they're going to sell out. Okay. So grab them if you want them. I would not wait till tomorrow. We'll see how they go. I hope you folks love them. But again, we'll have this 20 millimeter. If you're watching this on replay a little bit later, you can check the store, see if we've got that 20 millimeter in yet. I've used the little shadows, not the regular shadows, though I guess you could use the regular shadows if you want it to be a little more bulky. But those little shadows go with that ADOT sized seed bead. Okay. Let me also show you our TGBE sale. You can see that right here. I'll slide this right down. All weekend, you can use coupon code TGBE20 at checkout on beadshop.com. It'll knock 20% off your order, including these kits, all the Charlottes that are on sale, the thread, the shadows, all of that you like. It goes through this Sunday at midnight Pacific time. So you may want to jump in, get your kit, and get that done, right? Just putting that kit in your cart does not mean that it's yours. All right. But if you miss the kit, or you're watching this tomorrow and the kits have been sold out or whatever, don't fret. I'm not going to leave you hanging with these supplies never coming back in. So we may not repeat this kit for you, but we will have product for you soon. Okay. So that will work. So what you can do, I'm going to sign off now. You can jump on over, fill your cart at noon, put that kit in, check out, boom, you're done. And we'll get it on the way to you. Okay. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Let me also say here, find us on all of our socials, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, Insta, all of those. If you have questions, shoot us an email over at info@beadshop.com. Drea will be back next week after a well-earned vacation. She's had a nice break, but she'll be back with us next week. Next week, I will be coming at you from 2 remote locations. We have a little family business we need to take care of next week, but I will be working and I will be on. So I will see you online next week. I'll see you tonight for the TGBE preview, tomorrow for our Great Bead Extravaganza, the main broadcast on actually putting these adventure kits together. And then don't forget, you can find all of the info on these products right over on our website at beadshop.com. Stay in touch with us and sign up for our newsletter so we can let you know what's going on with all of our great stuff that we've got happening. So thank you again, everybody, for joining me today. It's the show tonight. It's the 5 p.m. Pacific time. We'll be doing like a preview where all the teachers are together, and I'll share it out on our Bead Shop social as well. Okay, so you can see it there. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I will see you folks a little bit later. And as always, thank you so much for your support. Without you folks out there, we here wouldn't be able to do what we love, which is share that creativity. Thanks all, and we'll see you soon. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.